Welcome back to Samurai Harem Anime Review, episode number 4. This one's discussing episodes 8 and 9. I do have to apologize for not putting this up yesterday. I had no time yesterday when I came off work. I came home, I had very little time to be, I looked the stuff up, I looked the chapters up, I was all ready to go, but I was going out to eat. The Texas Roadhouse. And I had to drive there and back. And by the time I came home, I had a stream to do, but it was so late. So that's why I'm doing this today. Now, episodes 8 and 9. Now, 8 is adapted from the first half. Yes, first half of chapter 13. You're thinking first half. Was second half already adapted already? Yes, apparently it was adapted for episode 2. I didn't realize it until I reread the chapter. Yep. And also adapts chapter 14 here. Episode starts off with Wasan and Ami in a convenience store, well, a mini mart per se, basically a convenience store. They just look around, of course, they happen to grab the same water bottle, and of course, they're arguing over it. We see these two guys, which are later revealed from the Crush the Skull unit, a group of people who Wasan in middle school beat the crap out of, basically to claim themselves as the strongest delinquent in the area. So basically, this has proved to be sort of basically an enticement. Yeah, this is sort of a change in the manga when they have a picture of them together, just a physical picture of them on a phone. So basically, they arrive at, of course, then we cut to the actual dojo. Everyone's training, and of course, basically, we have the Sabi show up with, of course, delivery. And yeah, of course, during a training session with Ayami and Wasan ends up top of her. No, this does not involve them basically him having sex with her. Nope. It was just by pure accident. Surprisingly, she doesn't slap him for it like she does with their guys. She actually is, well, it's revealed in this episode that she actually has feelings for, well, Yosin, the samurai. Yep, she has feelings for him. As a matter of fact, she is one of 3 or 4 women who's got feelings for him. The younger sister, Kagyo, does not have feelings for him at all because she's a little kid. Chatsu, it's mildly hints at with her. In the case of the two older sisters, yeah, basically when the son first sees Ayami, she's like, oh, it's second eldest. That's what he refers to her as, second eldest. Not by her name, the fact she's the second eldest of the 4 girls. Yep. And of course, Sabi sees this. Now, Sabi is actually in love with Wasan because basically he was nice to her. So she's fallen madly in love with him. And of course, she gets the wrong idea. And of course, she drops the food off her, runs away, scared. And then we see her where she's hiding in her room. And of course, she accidentally uses some power to basically blast away Angela's clothes as she's wearing. Of course, everybody has all the food to eat, all that stuff. Yes, and basically goes out of his way to be a proper gentleman and just return the stuff that she accidentally left there. And Angela's very happy with it. And this is another girl who's actually in love with Yasin. Yes, she is. She's in love with him. And here's the thing about this. In the previous episode, she's actually 16, which means she's 1 year younger than the lead character. So it's perfectly fine, despite the fact that she looks like she's probably 20-ish. But no, she's 16. And of course, she's always blushing when she's around him. So, then of course, basically, on the way out of the place, he overhears these guys discussing they're gonna basically hurt Wasan. Of course, he runs possibly to inform him, but he gets to it too late because Wasan is already confronted by the two of them. By the way, his best friend is basically asked to stay behind to help Chatsu become assistant on her manga. Not a bad idea. And of course, he's accosted by them, which of course they proceed to go to the dojo, take Ayami, and I'm thinking, I get the samurai's not there. Why is their sister there? So they take her, and of course, they just confront him. By the way, they have 2 guys surrounding him, and of course, the leader of the group proceeds to strip Ayami right in front of him. Basically, take off her pants, and then almost stripping her completely naked, exposed, open up her robe. I think it's implied she's not wearing underwear, but in the manga, she clearly is. Now, in the manga, she's not wearing the red pants, that the outfit that they wear for a dojo, she's not wearing that in the manga. They added it in here just basically extra effect. Now, normally, if this was a hentai, this would lead to a rape scene. But no, this would not. Anybody thinking, Nick, you watch hentai? Don't ask. I'm not going to go into it. Moving on. Then we have Yasen, and of course he proceeds, and of course Ami basically, of course, then proceeds to try to fight them. Then Yasen shows up and helps him out. And of course, basically that, well, they beat the guys up pretty easily. And then Itabe shows up, and of course beats the crap out of Yasen for mistakenly that he did something to her sister. But nope, not really. And of course, the thing is, he was just at the dojo to return. He returned, going back to the dojo to return her handkerchief. And he does, and he tells Ayami, "You don't thank anybody, thank the idiot samurai." And of course, basically, it's a good moment, and that's the episode for that one. Episode 9 is the Summer Festival, and yes, there's a whole chapter for this thing. Now, this does lead to something that was already... Now, this is sort of adapted out of order, per se, because what this episode leads into is something that happened in chapters 10 and 11. And 12. You're thinking, what? Really? Did they skip over chapters? Yes, they did. Well, this episode is technically chapter 12, but it basically leads into chapters 10 and 11. I'm not sure. Now, I get probably the reason for this, because you gotta have a reason why they go to the hot spring, because in the manga, basically, it was completely random. When like, oh, there was a hot spring. How they get it? Don't know. In the anime, they basically put the thing more of a proper order, where they all, of course, these old summer festivals, of course, they all go to summer festival, mostly just the 4 girls, the samurai, Wasa and his friend. Then, of course, he kind of ranks them for Paris. He wants to go with Evie because he's in love with her. Despite because Chevy is in love with him. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So, thanks to, indirectly, Wasan ends up with Ayami, Ibiki ends up with Yasen, and Kaguya, Chaozu, and Chatsuya, and Wasan's friend, end up basically doing things their own. And for some reason, the anime, this guy in the sub refers to this guy as a woman, despite the color of the guy. Yeah, it's later revealed this is actually a woman. Yep, it's a woman. Despite the fact it's got a guy's voice. Yeah, don't know why that is. And of course that, well, Wasan easily figures out that Ami is in love with Yasen. Yeah. Like the fact that she's in love with that guy. And of course they briefly try to like swap partners. We even had one point where he's with Tashibi, ends up with the Shiba, where she's like covered in stuff. And by the way, Angela is wearing a cat suit, which by the way, the anime does not change what the damn thing looks like at all. It's the same exact outfit. They don't censor anything. Nothing has changed. Unlike when they had Shiba in their underwear, which they did change that, but they didn't change the damn cat suit. Nope, it looks exactly the same as in the book, in the manga, where it's basically like a just think of her chest or groin area, cat ears, and like, yeah. And of course, the thing episode ends the same way the chapter ends with Angela looking for Shiba, who's gone missing. This is wonderful where Yasen is basically holding a bag with Ayami. It's an episode, really good episode. I'm still enjoying the series so far. Yep, it keeps only 9 episodes in. I have 3 episodes left to go. I'm probably going to, for my next episode, for this particular review series, to basically just watch the last 3. And then I'll basically go back to watching Spaceship Shivan. Yep. So yes, that's it, particular review. Excuse me. Next up is going to be a comic corner, and then after that, it's going to be Case Closed. Yes, there is at least a couple episodes to catch up with because I did not get a chance to watch this episode last week because time. It kept getting so late to all the various stuff happening in the past week that I just did not get a chance to watch the episode, sadly. I could have watched it late, but got late, so watch it today first. Both episodes, get them both out of the way. And then next will be Baruto, and then I'll worry about the rest of the Saturday stuff. Alright, so next up is a comic corner. And for that, now, in between these episodes, I will be doing at least, just one more after this one. Yeah, just one more. because I only got one more done. So next up is a Comic Corner, which basically is the finale for a trade series and the start of a brand new run. Okay, next video. Bye.